Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Wes Richardson Unfiltered. Got me some new swag. And welcome back to chapter 3 of Finding Ellis. So the last two chapters have been very sobering. We've been talking about the life and death of my two great-granduncles who died in World War II. William Ellis Bolynn and Louis Duval Bolynn, aka Dewey. Dewey was killed in an airplane crash and he's buried in the Philippines fighting the Japanese in World War II. And Ellis was killed by machine gun fire by the Germans, but his body was never found and identified and brought home. So this chapter series is to honor them, to honor their service to our country, and to tell their story. With Ellis, myself and some other family members are working to send in some DNA samples in hopes that our DNA will match an unidentified body, and inevitably, hopefully, we can bring Ellis home. I got my Uncle Mike's DNA sample yesterday. That is the last sample that we need to move it to the lab for testing. So we are rocking and rolling. But today we're going to talk about something that's a little less sobering. Ladies and gentlemen, we are visiting Gastonia, North Carolina. This is a place that's near and dear to my heart because I was born there. After the Bolyns left Georgetown, South Carolina, all of them located to the Mill Village area around Firestone Mill in Gastonia, North Carolina. So in this chapter, we're going to be visiting Loray Mills, aka Firestone Mill. A ton of Bolyns worked at the mill and also lived in the surrounding mill village of Firestone. We'll be visiting several homes, several of the mill village homes where the Bolyns lived. I actually ran across a Bolynn family member while I was just out driving around, and he was kind enough to say, hey, and let me film him. We will also be visiting the CDA store. Folks, this is a crown jewel of Gastonia. This is a store where everybody went to back in the day that worked at the mills, the CDA store. We will also be visiting Gastonia Memorial Hospital, where I was born in Gastonia. One of the Bolynn family members told me that Ellis and Dewey's name is written on a World War II memorial wall. So we were able to go there and we were able to find it. So we'll be visiting Gastonia Memorial. And at the end, there's one more stop, but you'll have to watch the full video to see the last stop. I know that in chapter 2, I mentioned that chapter 3 will be about visiting Georgetown, South Carolina, where the Bolyns originated. But because that's not happening until the end of February, I didn't want to wait on that long for another chapter. I wanted to go ahead and do the visiting Gastonia now. These chapters take a lot of research and a lot of time to make, but rather than keeping y'all waiting so long for another chapter, I can just do 2 or 3 minute videos with an update on Ellis or just some fun facts that I find out about the Bolynn family along the way. So I'll commit to maybe doing some shorter updates about some of the stuff that I find along the way, so you don't have to just keep waiting 3 or 4 weeks for every chapter. If you haven't seen chapter 1 and 2, it's going to be hard to keep up. You might be thinking, what is going on? What is happening? So I would strongly suggest watching chapter 1 and 2. I will put the links for chapter 1 and 2 in the description of this video. Also, if you go to my YouTube page, you will see an option that says playlist. If you click on that, there is one for Finding Ellis. If you click on it, it'll play all the videos all the way through for you. Okay, so here we go. Chapter 3 of Finding Ellis. We'll call this one Visiting Gastonia, the home of the Bolyns. Here we go. All right, so we are on the main strip here. We're on Franklin Boulevard. Whoa. Y'all didn't see that. Oh no, I made it safe. Over to the right, you'll have like the courthouse, the downtown area. Maybe I'll walk through that here in a minute, but this is basically the heart of Gastonia. I think Talladega Nights was filmed on this strip. Actually, I think we're coming up on it. Yeah, they did some filming right here.
Hello, hello. All right, I hope this is working. I'm gonna try and do this quick. I'm standing in the middle of the road out here. There's a homeless dude coming up to me right now. All right. Oh, I'm recording a little documentary thing for my family. Yeah.
I ain't gotta worry about you, huh?
No, you ain't gotta worry about me.
Okay, good.
I ain't the police.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah, man, I ain't worried about you. So this is Loray Mill, AKA Firestone Mill, where a ton of the Bolyns lived, and it's surrounded with a mill village. So let me just tell you a couple things about the mill. So it started as Loray Mill, and then later on was bought out by Firestone. It was built, started construction in 1900. It was completed in 1901. 1935, the mill was purchased and operated by Firestone. So my question was, why is Firestone, what is Firestone, the tire company, doing with the cotton mill? Well, believe it or not, there's cotton in tires. Also, the metal parts, they were doing that as well. In World War II, Firestone played a direct role in the American war effort by producing tire cord used in military vehicles and equipment. So the mill continued to operate until 1993, and rather than being demolished, it was redeveloped. And then, I don't have the year here, but it was later turned on to just basically, or turned into fancy condos, essentially. So that's it. So this is where Dewey worked, you know, the guy that died in the airplane crash. This is where Ellis worked. This is where a ton of the Bolynns worked. And again, this mill is surrounded by mill houses, and a lot of the Bolynns lived in those mill village houses. So I'm gonna try and see if I can sneak inside. I tried calling them and emailing them asking, can I just come in and take some photos? I didn't get a response, but let's just go in and see what happens. I forgot to mention where I'm standing is the Loray Mill parking lot, but there used to be a huge swimming pool, like a community swimming pool, where I'm standing right now in the parking lot. I don't remember it. We used to drive past it when I was a kid. It was just an empty field. But yeah, apparently it used to be a big like community swimming pool. Okay, we got lucky. It looks like it's unlocked. So, look at this. Isn't that cool? Yeah, they kept a lot of the old wood from the mill. This is really nice, actually. I've never been in here. Oh, they got a coffee shop. Coffee shop. Fancy. Oh man, this is next level. All right, so I'm not gonna stay in here too long because the people are working. I don't wanna be kicked out either. There we go. Wonder if one of those is Dewey or Ellis. This is nice. I'm so happy they didn't just tear this thing down. I mean, this is something else. Yeah, so they kept a lot of the old architecture. You can see the original walls, original ceilings. They refurbished a lot of this stuff. This is, I don't know if this is original or not, but still, I mean, look at this big door. I don't know if that's original, but either way, you get the idea. They tried their best, it looks like, to keep a lot of the original stuff. Oh man, they got a little museum thing. Oh, look at this. Oh, look. Look at all this. Oh man, we might have to do a chapter itself just on this. Big old picture of the mill. Just kind of explains what everything is, I guess. Local landmark, Loray Firestone Mill and Village. Isn't this cool? I wasn't expecting all this. I was just going to show you a couple walls that had out. I didn't know they had all this in here. Child workers of Loray. Yeah, I read that, I think in the 1930s they changed it where you had to be like 14 years old to work here, but before then there wasn't really an age limit. Oh, I don't know what this is. Well, it's cotton, I'm pretty sure, but yeah. All right, I'm gonna go before they make me go, but you know, I gotta say, oh, by the way, they have businesses in there. You can rent space for businesses. I didn't show just because they're working and I didn't want to be that guy, but you know, I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised to see all that inside and how they preserved this mill. You know, I mean, it makes me proud to be part of Gastonia, but I'm just so happy they preserved it like that, right? It's just such a history, and growing up and living around the mill, that was just a really nice surprise. So yeah, we'll get out of here. We'll go look at some more houses. I don't know if I'm going to get out of the car on every one. Gastonia's not what it used to be, but I'll do my best. All right, we're on West 4th Avenue And this is 115 West 4th Avenue. So this is where Bill Wilson Doyle and Nova Bates Bolynn lived, right here. And this is actually the house that I was born. Yeah, these are my roots. So the first record I have is Bill Wilson and Nova living here. I think she went by Novi, called her Aunt Novi, but if you go in the door to the right, or there's a room to the right, she had a beauty shop in there. If you look at some of the Firestone Mill articles, you'll see Novi's beauty shop, and I think she was like Miss Firestone Mill or something like that. Apparently she was real pretty. So Bill Wilson Doyle, and then later on my Mimi and Paw, Carolyn Summit, James Summit, they lived there. But yeah, that's the house I was born. And then if we look directly across the street, that's 1116 West 4th Avenue. So for this one, we've got Bessie Bolynn Raspberry, my great-grandmother, and then later on, my Mimi and Paw, Carolyn Summit, and James Summit, they lived there as well. So these are my childhood memories. Over here to the left of the house, when I was a kid, we buried a time capsule. But yeah, 1116 and 1115. In the back, I don't know if you could see that mill. There used to be an apple tree in the back. When we were kids, we used to throw apples at the mill, and then the workers would come out like yelling at us and stuff. Also, when I was a kid, I stayed here with my grandma Mimi, and then of course Bessie Raspberry, the oldest of the 10. This was her house. Mimi would be watching me, and she'd call over and say, "Hey, can you send Samson over to take out my trash?" She used to call me Samson because I guess I was super strong or something. But anyway, yeah. So okay, we're about to pass 908 West 6th Avenue. This is the home on record for Lillian Boyd Bolynn, one of the kids, AKA Leland. I don't think I'm gonna get out on this one because I'm getting some dirty looks, but we'll just drive by and I'll stick it out the window. How's that? There it is. All right, it's the one right here with the trees. There it is, 908. Again, home on record for Mr. Leland. I don't know anything about this one, but there it is. I just parked over here at, where am I? 903 Burnett Street, and I'm acting like I'm a realtor. So this is a big one. Let me tell you what this one's about. All right, so we're standing at 903 Burnett Street in Gastonia. Right there is 904. So you can see the street ends right here. So this was the house of Hattie Bolynn, Mama Bear. And so yeah, this address is all over the records, but again, the house has been demolished. It's like a parking lot right now. I don't even know what kind of store that is there, but anyway, there's 904. But this address is listed on record for Ellis that we're looking for, and also Dewey. Both of them were listed as as this being their address. So yeah, this is Mama Bear's house. I wish it was still here so we could see it, but I feel like when they left Georgetown, I mean, this is the place. This is the house of Hattie. Maybe I'll pan around a little bit so you can see, but I'm telling you, you ain't missing much. All right, so you can see, again, not much to see. Over to the left here, this house is for sale. That is 904. And so Hattie Bolynn lived at 903. That would be right here, either like maybe right here or somewhere around in here. This is where it started, the first house in Gastonia, from Georgetown, South Carolina to Gastonia, North Carolina. Okay, this one is 314 South Ransom Street, and this is on record for Louis Duval Bolynn, Dewey. That's the guy we talked about in chapter 2, who died in an airplane crash in World War II. So I'm not gonna step out on this one either, but I wanted to show you how close we are to Firestone Mill. All of these houses are less than 2 minutes away from Firestone Mill. Let me show you this one, for example. All right, so we're about to see the house up here on the left. Whoop, am I controlling it right? Yeah, it's up here on the left, but check it out. There it is, Firestone Mill. So let's just do a quick drive-by, try not to get shot. 314 South Ransom. So we're coming up on it here. Nope, it's the one with the trampoline. There it is. 314 South Ransom on record for Dewey, the guy that died in an airplane crash in World War II. Okay, the next house, 1220 Chronicle Avenue in Gastonia. Don't really know a lot about this. I just know it's an address listed, another address listed for Dewey. So that's Louis Duval Bolynn, the guy we talked about in chapter 2, died in an airplane crash. Can't help to wonder, did he live here with his wife, Annie Mae Bolynn, and his kid, Kate? So I'm gonna just do a drive-by on this one, 1220 Chronicle Avenue. I think it's this one on the corner here. I think it's this one. 1220. Do you see an address number? Yeah, it is this one. I'll go around this curve. Or this turn. That's it, 1220.
Hello.
Yo, so we got a little surprise. We stopped by, whoa, hold on, let me get my life together here. Yeah, so y'all, we got a little surprise. We stopped, but what's the address?
2510 McCarver Street, Gastonia.
So this is the home of Roy Bolynn, and guess who we met?
That's right, Daniel Bolynn.
This is the son. This
Danny
is the son.
Ray.
Danny Ray Bolynn, the son of Roy Bolynn.
And Ernestine.
And Ernestine, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sorry for just dropping in, man.
No,
I was
that's
just gonna
cool.
drive by, but then I saw him sitting out here. I was like, I
You
wonder.
should have sent me a message. I would have gave you my phone number.
Yeah.
But,
So
yeah, I didn't have my friend come by and he said, "Who's that truck?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "He keeps stopping and looking around." I said, "I don't know."
I've almost been shot a couple times. This is my 6th house. So
Well, that's good.
does it still say Bolynn on it? Yeah, it is. Roy Bolynn. Okay. So we're out here at an empty lot. You can see my little widget thing messed up on me. But anyway, we're at 609 South Oakland Street. 609 South Oakland Street. It's an empty lot. Folks, this used to be the location of the CDA store. And if you don't know what this is a place that was bumping, especially if you worked in the Firestone mill. Anybody who worked at Firestone came to this place. Sold food, sandwiches, stuff like that. They even had it worked out where if you worked at the mill, you could come in and grab what you need and they would just take it out of your paycheck. So it's kind of a hidden treasure of Gastonia. Again, kind of sad. It's an empty lot. But the CDA store actually moved locations, so it is open. So we're gonna hit up the new CDA store and I'm gonna show y'all something that is near and dear to my heart. I'm gonna call it a Gastonia delicacy. Let's go check out the new location. All right, here she is, the new location, 505 Union Road. All right, here's a article they've got here. History with a side of liver mush. You can see here, the CDA store, now they call it clogged them arteries. So we're in the CDA store parking lot. And as promised, I wanna show y'all this Gastonia delicacy right here. Folks, this is a liver mush, egg and cheese sandwich. Liver mush, egg and cheese sandwich. I don't really know what's in the, well, I got an idea what's in the liver mush. If I told you, I'd probably lose some subscribers. But y'all, I grew up eating this, and there's nothing like a liver mush, egg and cheese sandwich from the CDA store. They fried the liver mush. Big little thick piece. Look how thick that is. So anyway, I wanted to share, I grew up eating liver mush. You can look up what's in it. I really don't know. It's a bunch of stuff from the pig that nobody wants to eat, and I think they mix it together. But anyway, just look it up. But liver mush. They don't eat this up north. All right, got me a break, got me a little lunch, feeling good. We're on the home stretch. So when I was talking to Danny Bolynn, he had mentioned that Ellis's name and Dewey's name is listed on the like a memorial wall at Gastonia Memorial Hospital. That is the big hospital in Gastonia. That's where I was born. So I was headed there that direction anyway for the last stop. So let's go to Gastonia Memorial real quick and see if we can see Ellis and Dewey's name on the wall. There she is, Gastonia Memorial. All right, so they got it locked up where you can't go in there, but she's gonna call somebody to see if they can let us in. I see it, Louis D. Bolynn and William E. Bolynn. There it is. Let's see if I can zoom in. You gotta look real hard, maybe they'll let us in. Louis D. Bolynn and William Ellis Bolynn. There it is, who knew? All right, apparently that little section's kind of locked up and the lady wasn't gonna let us in, but that's okay. Hopefully I was able to get footage. But yeah, isn't that cool? Just driving by, I see Danny Bolynn standing outside. He mentions Gastonia Memorial Hospital, names on the wall. And yeah, so we got one more stop, and then I'm heading to the house. Okay, last stop. We are at Gastonia Memorial Park, and we're trying to find the grave of my great grandmother, Bessie Bolynn Raspberry. She was the oldest of the 10 kids. So I got her some flowers. Let's see if we can find her grave. I have no idea where I'm going. I think they're listed by the apostles, so, and she's in the Matthew section. I should have asked my Uncle Mike to come with me. Maybe the statue will say Matthew on it, and that'll give me a start. Is that Matthew? Yeah, there's Matthew. Yeah, okay. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, in case you didn't know. Okay, we're on the hunt. Yeah, got flowers. Let's see if we can find the graves. Yeah, I've been here before. There's a few other family members that are buried. I feel like we were back against this fence line. For some reason, I can remember a bench, and I see one right over there. So let's see if we can find her. I feel like it's a big one. It says Raspberry. So it's Bessie Bolynn Raspberry. Of course, she took my grandpa's last name, so I'm looking for Raspberry. I just found myself looking for Bolynn. I forgot, I'm looking for Raspberry. I don't think they do these alphabetical order. I'm getting winded. I'm just all over these graves. I don't know how am you supposed to walk here without stepping on somebody's grave? Williams, Ryan, Robinson, Huss, Dellinger. I've seen pictures of it, and it's a big one. Oh, wait, is that it? Yes! There it is. Early Raspberry and Bessie Raspberry. 1910, 1986, 1902 to 1989. So I was only 3 years old when my great-grandpa Early died. I don't remember him, but I've got maybe 3 or 4 memories of my great-grandma Bessie. Like I'd mentioned earlier, she used to call me Samson because I guess she thought I was strong. And if you missed it in chapter 1 or 2, you've got a mom and dad. You got Will Bolynn and Hattie Bolynn, and they had 10 kids. And Bessie, my great-grandmother, she was the oldest of the 10. She died in 1989, 4, 5, 6, 79, so I was 5 or 6 years old when she died. So I don't know who's put these in here, if the cemetery does it or if that was a family member, maybe a Bolynn or a Raspberry, but I don't want to take theirs out, so I'm just gonna see if I can smush them in. I'm headed out of here. You know, I was thinking about memories of my great grandma. I don't have many, but one I forgot to mention earlier. I remember being a kid, and we would be sitting down eating supper, dinner, whatever at her house. And if you reached across the table to grab some food, she would stop you and she'd say, hands off, tongue it out. Hands off, tongue it out is what she'd say. And I never knew what that meant. I just knew, don't be reaching for food. But I've asked my mom. My mama don't know what it means either, but I think it means hands off, don't reach across the table, and tongue it out. That means use your voice to ask somebody to hand you the food, but don't be just reaching across the table. So anyway, I wish I had maybe some more memories of my great grandma, but the three that I do have, they're good. It's kind of cool to know that my great grandmother was the oldest of the 10 Bolyns. And everybody I talk to, of course, they just have wonderful things to say about my great grandma Raspberry. So I'm getting out of here.
Thanks again for watching, everybody. We will see you in chapter 4 of Finding Ellis.